All right, so I'm just going to run through how to solve a cubic equation. So cubic equation, it's got an x cubed in it. Because it's x cubed, x to the power of 3, there's going to be 3 solutions, okay? There's nothing like minus b here, like a formula that I can just plug these into and it will just spit the solutions out. And in fact, I need to find the first solution by trial and error, just by subbing numbers in for x until it gives me 0 equals 0. So it's trial and error to find the first of the 3 solutions. Now, there is a guideline for what to sub in. You only need to sub in factors of this constant. Okay, so factors of the constant in the equation. So the factors of 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So you're going to sub in 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3, 6, minus 6. So positive and negative, because this could be 1 times 6 is 6, or minus 1 times minus 6 is 6. So you need to try the positive and negative ones. And what I would say is try them in order. So try 1, then minus 1, 2, then minus 2, 3, then minus 3, 6, then minus 6. So I think the way a question will be set up is that it will be one of the first ones you try. So try them in order. If you're going to jump around, you might skip over the one that is the root, and it could take you longer. So do it in order. It's also a systematic way of doing it. It means you won't miss anything. So first thing I'm going to try here is plus 1. So sub 1 in for x and see if it gives me 0 equals 0. So f of 1. So it's going to be 2 times 1 cubed plus 1 squared minus 13 times 1 plus 6. Does that give me 0? So 1 cubed is 1 times 2 is 2. 1 squared is 1. 13 times 1 is 13. Plus 6. Is that equal to 0? 3 and 6 is 9. Minus 3 is minus 4, which is not equal to 0. Okay, so 1 is not my first root. So let's try minus 1. So the f of minus 1. So that will be 2 on minus 1 cubed plus minus 1 squared minus 13 times minus 1 plus 6. Is that equal to 0? So minus 1 cubed is minus 1. 2 times that is minus 2. Minus 1 squared is 1. Minus 13 times minus 1 is plus 13 plus 6. Is that equal to 0? 6 and 13 is 19 and 1 is 20, minus 2 is 18. 18 is not equal to 0. So now we're going to try 2 and then minus 2 if that doesn't work. So the f of 2. So 2 times 2 cubed plus 2 squared minus 13 times 2 plus 6. Is that equal to 0? So 2 cubed is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 squared is 4, minus 13 times 2 is 26, plus 6. 16 plus 4 is 20, 20 plus 6 is 26, minus 26 is 0. Okay, so the left-hand side there is equal to 0. So you have found your root or solution. Okay, so you've made your breakthrough. So you sub 2 in, you get 0. So that means x is equal to 2 is a root or a solution. All right. Now, if x is equal to 2 is a root, that means x minus 2 is a factor of my equation that I started with. So to find the other factors and therefore the other solutions, I'm going to divide x minus 2 into this using algebraic long division. So x minus 2 divided into 2x cubed plus x squared minus 13x plus 6. X into 2x cubed goes 2x squared times. 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times minus 2 is minus 4 x squared. Change that to a minus, change that to a plus. So that's 0. 4x squared plus x squared is 5x squared, bring minus 13x down. X into 5x squared is 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times minus 2 is minus 10x. Change that to a minus, change that to a plus. 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0. 10x minus 13x is minus 3x. Bring your plus 6 down. X into minus 3x is minus 3. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 2 is plus 6. Change that to a plus, change that to a minus. 3x minus 3x is 0. 6 minus 6 is 0. So remainder 0. And that's what I would expect. Okay, so I know already that x is equal to 2 as a root. So x minus 2 is definitely a factor. So when I divide it in, I should get 0 as a remainder. Okay, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 then is also a factor of this, and it's a quadratic, so I'm able to factorize it to get to linear factors then. So what I'm going to do is take this over here and factorize it and then solve it. So 2x squared plus 5x minus 3, let's put it equal to 0 and solve to find the other two factors and then the other two solutions. You can solve it using minus b, you can solve it using trial and error, however you prefer. I'll use guide number here. So guide number here, 2 times minus 3 will be minus 6. What are the factors of that? So 1 and 6, 2 and 3. 1's going to be positive, 1's going to be negative. I need them to add to plus 5. So 1 and 6, and make that minus and that plus. So minus 1 times 6 is minus 6. Minus 1 plus 6 is 5x. Okay, so 2x squared minus 1x plus 6x minus 3 equals 0. So two groups of 2. 2x squared minus 1x, just factorize x out. So 2x minus 1. 6x minus 3, factorize 3 out. And you've got 2x minus 1. Same thing in both brackets, you've done it right. Factorize that 2x minus 1 out. And you're left with x plus 3 equals 0. So if 2x minus 1 equals 0, then 2x is equal to plus 1. So x is equal to a half. If x plus 3 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 3. So there's your other two solutions. So I was asked to solve for x, so I have found the 1, 2, 3 solutions for x. Okay, so they're the solutions, are also called the roots. Why are they called the roots? Well, if you were to graph this, it would look something like that. That would be your minus 3, this would be your half, and this would be your 2. So when you put this equal to 0 and solve it, you find the 3 places where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, doesn't have to cross 3 times. You know, you can have maybe a crossing once and then it doesn't cross, and you'd have to use minus b here. But I'll cover that in this video. So there's my 3, as I say, roots or solutions. If you're asked to factorize it, well then x minus 2 is a factor, 2x minus 1 is a factor, and x plus 3 is a factor. So if you were just asked to find the 3 factors, it's x minus 2, 2x minus 1, and x plus 3 is just stop kind of one step short. But here we're asked to find those roots or solutions. So x is 2, x is a half, and x is minus 3. Okay, so just to recap the procedure then, so to solve this cubic equation, I find the first root or solution by trial and error. The only numbers I need to try are factors of this constant at the end, so factors of 6, so 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Try them in order, so 1, then minus 1, 2, then minus 2, etc. 1 didn't work, minus 1 didn't work, it can give me 0 equals 0. 2 worked, so when I sub 2 into this, I got 0 equals 0. that means 2 is a root or solution, so you've found your first answer. If 2 is a root or a solution, then x minus 2 is a factor. You divide that factor into your cubic. Your answer then is a quadratic here with an x squared in it. So just factorize that equal to 0 and solve. And there's your other 2 roots or solutions.